Amy,
Yeah,
what are we talking about today?
we're talking about the 2011 earthquake in Japan and the ghosts that are
Ooh.
happening and living and transitioning from there. So
Right.
spooky. Well, I mean, if you believe in it, right?
It's still us, Mo and Amy from the Flippin' Fantastic podcast. This is just our behind the scenes where we talk about everything and anything except reselling. Make sure you subscribe and take a listen. Bye.
It was 2011? Doesn't
Yeah.
it seem like it was more recent?
Yeah, it kind of does. Because what would that be? How long ago would that be? 14 years
Yeah,
from
it's
now?
crazy.
That is. That was a sounds like 14 sounds like a long time ago.
It is a long time ago. My kid was not quite
3.
3. It was 3.
Yeah.
What? I don't
Yeah.
yours was how old?
He was born in 2004.
6?
So what would that be? He's 7. He was 7.
7? Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah. So
It
well
feels I f
first,
just feels like it was it just feels like it happened, like, a lot sooner. I don't know, but
well, I think it's because of the pandemic. It literally has like thrown off
the
like my
timeline.
whole time frame. Yeah. Like and it's not just me, it's everybody, because everybody is like, was that pre or post? Like that's how I live life, pre or post, you know?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Because that whole 2.5 years, it was just like a blip in time, as far as schooling and just life. Like it was just
Yeah.
like it felt like it should have all been in 1 year, and instead it was like 2.5 years. I don't know.
Yeah. That's a whole other
That's I'm sure there's
conversation. Mm.
I'm sure there's a lot of Mandela effects too around the pandemic too. That'll
Yeah,
come up
maybe.
in like 30 years, Can you
Mhm.
imagine? But yeah, that earthquake. Oh, I read after well first we watched what was it on again? It was an episode of
Unsolved Mysteries, that's what
oh
I
yeah.
watched, yeah. So, you
Yeah,
watched it, right?
I did. I watched
Yeah.
well, I had to
It's
read it.
new Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix. They have new
Yeah.
episodes. No Robert Stack, unfortunately, but,
So it was
but
an
they are
episode about
good. There's a lot of
Mhm.
good episodes. This one, I don't know, this one hit me in the feels. I was, like, so I got really sad watching it, but just the people telling their stories.
Mhm.
It was kind of like, you got these, like you got goosebumps, and it was just, you know
This specific episode?
yeah, it kinda
Oh,
made me, like, I don't know. It hit me in the feels, you know what I mean? Just the people
right.
that recounted their what
Yeah.
happened and
Yeah, you had to, which I thought was strange. Well, you had to read the subtitles, because it was all Japanese. They
yeah.
didn't, like,
Mhm.
translate it and stuff, so
Yeah.
you had to pay attention to the screen. But I guess, do you believe in ghosts, Mo?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, there's something.
Well, I mean,
There's something going on.
I guess you have a different perspective because 'cause you're part of, like, a ghost hunting group, or
Mhm.
but are there people in your group that don't believe in it, or, like, question it, or you know what I
I mean,
mean?
we all question the things that are happening, but,
Mhm.
like, we all have experienced something that we can't explain.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, because that's the first thing we try and do is, like, "Okay, what was that?"
Is this in their personal lives, or your personal lives, or in your investigations that you're talking
Both.
about? Both?
Both. I mean, some people have had experience in personal life. I
Mhm.
didn't before I joined, so I was just interested in all that stuff, so
So have you had things happen in your personal life?
I had something happen here after being at a house. It wasn't
Oh.
anything scary or anything, but it
Mhm.
was weird, and I
Yeah.
can't figure out what it was.
Like maybe something came home with you,
Yeah.
kind of a thing? Really?
Yeah.
And it wow. And it
Mhm.
only happened that one time?
It was, like, over the course of maybe a week or 2.
Really?
Yeah, that a couple like a few little things happened here and there. Yeah.
Oh. Did you have to do anything to, like, make it stop? Did
No,
you,
and I
like
wasn't scared, and it's like it's so weird because, like, I'm not used to that happening. I'll tell you what it was. So, we had we went to a house that is pretty seemed pretty haunted. Eh, there was a lot of weird, stuff. It's a small little house. Nothing when we were there, I nothing I felt like a kid, like childlike or anything. Like none of her reports, none of what we caught there. But except for we did the radio thing where you listen,
Mhm.
and I kept hearing lots of children like playing, like screaming, like if they were outside on the playground or something. I kept hearing that. I also heard a train, and they aren't far from like an actual train yard, like you know what I mean. So
Mhm.
the next couple weeks when I was at home, I would hear what I thought was my kid calling for me, "Mom, mom," Like I'd be up
Uh-huh.
here, I'd hear him call, and I'd be like, "What?" And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, and he was little at the time. This was a while ago, and I was like, "You're calling me," and he was like, "No, I didn't." I was like, "Okay." And one time I heard it, and he wasn't. Nobody was home. He and Drew were out. I was not here. They weren't here.
Oh.
I was here by myself. Again, I was upstairs. I heard him calling, and this was at Christmas time. So the one of the other things, the weirdest thing that happened besides the me hearing mom when he wasn't home
Mhm.
was we had put up our Christmas tree. So we have an artificial Christmas tree. I hadn't put any decorations on it. My husband had just put it up, set it, and I had fluffed it out. And then again, neither of them were home this night. I don't know where they were, but I was home by myself.
Mhm.
I'm sitting there across from the tree. I was like watching TV or reading something, and all of a sudden, you know how you put the tree is like one of those ones you put in and the things fall down.
Yeah.
And I had fluffed it out. We hadn't put the things on. I the bottom of it, Amy, the bottom branches went up and down. Like somebody took a hand and was like moving them. And I just looked at it, and my dog looked at it, and we were like, "What the heck?" And it
Oh.
moved up and down.
Like, as if
Like, it
somebody was
wasn't
running
like
their hands across it?
yeah, like somebody and it was, like, moving, and it wasn't like because when you put those in, the branches, because it umbrellas out,
Yeah.
and it wasn't that, so I went over to it, and I was like, "Was it stuck on one of" you know what I mean? Like, trying to fall but it
Yeah.
did it, like, all the way like, not all the way around because it was against the wall, but, like,
Huh.
half of it. It was the weirdest thing, and I was like I'm just sitting there like how did this happen? Like, I'm trying to figure it out. And it wasn't until like later that I'll like put all these things together. When it happens in your real life and you're not used to it, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, what was that? What was,
Wow.
it was weird. So that's the only thing that ever happened to me. And then
Did
that
your
was the last thing that happened.
did your dog bark?
No, he was just like, he just sat there and he was like looking at it, like, what? And he
Really?
was
So
like,
he
that was probably the first year we had him. He was probably like a little, we're way off Ghost of Fukushima, but that's what happened to
but
me.
still, just
I thought it was
just
weird.
yeah, I
I couldn't
know. I
figure it out.
mean,
I was trying to figure out, like, did one branch, like, was it not all the way down and did it but, like, even if you
mhm.
lift up one branch and slap it down, it didn't make the other ones do that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They're not close
Yeah.
enough together to make them all move like that.
Yeah. Well, it does relate to the Fukushima because there was stories of like ghosts sitting at tea cafes and stuff like that
Yeah.
and like
Mhm.
having drinks and then they would disappear and then when they would go over to like the seat that they were sitting in, it was soaking wet
Yeah.
because the ghosts were all still wet from the,
Mhm.
being lost in the tsunami.
Right.
So it's all relative,
Right. Yeah.
which is insane.
And and going back to just ghost hunting and everything, it's like, what is there some sort of energy left over? Is there you know what I mean? Like, the conservation of energy, it doesn't disappear, it just
Right.
transforms. Like, is
Mhm.
there some other form of energy that we don't know? You know,
Mhm.
are the dimensions crossing? Is it like, you know, there's
Yeah.
so many theories of what could be happening. Oops, I didn't mean to do
Oh,
that.
yeah, tons of them. Like when I was watching it, they were saying that because it flooded everywhere,
Yeah,
and
incredible.
like the power plants and stuff were down, or the electricity was down and off, and all of that stuff, because it devastated, certain areas. Unfortunately, we
Mhm.
don't know the names. I mean, we don't know how to
I'd
say the
We
names
can
of the
just say
places.
Fukushima, Japan. That's all.
Yeah.
But
I
that's where
mean,
the power plant is, or the nuclear power plant is, right?
oh yeah.
Fukushima.
Yeah. But they were saying that the power was out, and in the Japanese
Mhm,
culture, they're cremated. So they had to
mhm.
bury the people that they had, that they found. So maybe that had
Right.
something to do with it too, that they're like in a
Mhm.
like a limbo because they weren't at their final cremation. They just kind of had to be buried until they were able to
Right.
cremate them.
Mhm.
So I'm sure that had part, partly to do with it, you know.
Yeah.
I
I
I
mean, the devastation was, look at, I mean, that's crazy. It's
I
crazy.
it was like
From a
20,000 people that died. And
Mhm.
I think it said 20,000 people died, and then like 2,000, I'm just going to say 2,500 are still unaccounted for.
Right.
So they
Just
probably
washed out
got
to sea or
washed out
something.
to sea, which is so sad. I did some like research on the tsunami and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And the earthquake that caused the tsunami, which caused the nuclear power plant failure, was the fourth most powerful earthquake that has been recorded on the planet since
Oh, wow.
like,
What was it? I forget.
well, I saw these are the variations I saw. I saw as little as 8.8, as high, and then as high as 9.1. So I think
Okay.
it just
And
depends on where you're getting your info.
yeah, and the earthquake scale isn't like people, you know, don't think of it as like 2 is one more than 1. It's not. It's like,
Yeah,
you know, like a 9 is like just
off the
so
chart.
much even worse than an 8, which is bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I forget what the like how you would
Like,
categorize it.
yeah, I know what you mean. It like
Mhm.
the multiply, like it multiplies in a
Yeah, it's not just like,
exponential
oh, it's
way.
one more. Yes, it's more yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I know. I was like, "Oh my gosh." And then I did some research to see like how far the earthquake, like how much of the planet it affected,
Yeah.
and just out of curiosity because I like that stuff. And it said
Mhm.
that it affected the whole planet in
Mm.
like in all kinds of ways. But the ones that I thought were interesting was it was felt like all the way into Antarctica as well. Like
Oh, wow.
icebergs like fell off of glaciers and stuff like that,
Mhm.
which I mean, maybe Antarctica is not really that far from Japan, like if you just go straight down, but
Right. Yeah.
it
But
is
still, yeah.
because
Mhm.
Japan's in the northern hemisphere. So that's
Mhm.
still like
Mhm.
really far away. And this one I thought was interesting. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. That it was so powerful that it shifted the Earth's axis by 4 inches,
Mhm.
and it shortened the length of the day by microseconds. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not substantial, but shifted the axis by 4 inches
I
is
mean, that's a lot. That's a
it
lot.
is. Yeah. So our
Mhm.
days have been microseconds smaller since that earthquake,
Yeah.
you know? I just think that's interesting. But all kinds of stuff, like as far as the ghosts and stuff, the one that stood out the most to me was like the taxi drivers. Do you remember the taxi drivers?
Mhm.
Yeah. They were getting calls or whatever to pick up people, and they were like being asked to go to locations that were no longer there, and
Right.
they would drive them there, and then there would be nobody in the back seat, which,
Yeah.
like, I'm like, I need to know what these people look like when they got in. Did they look
Yeah.
completely solid? Like,
Right.
were they I don't know. I don't know. And they
Uh-huh.
said that these are credible because they have like proof of these taxi rides, because the clock is on and running, but the taxi
Yes.
drivers were paying for the fares for these ghosts
Yeah.
out of their own pockets, because they were like, you know, I guess like kind of felt like an obligation to help them
And
transition.
yes. And the other thing about like ghosts is like the culture you live in. like they are very, they go to Japan has like a very different culture around like ghosts in the afterlife than we do,
Mhm.
and I'm more accepting of it than we are
Mhm.
in general, just culture wise, like as Americans versus Japanese. That so sometimes I think the more accepting of it, the more you'll experience it. You know.
Yeah, I agree. I think there were some people in that documentary that were, I guess they don't look at mental illness as like they don't. It seemed like they don't get therapy and stuff for like mental illness or something. They just kind of like stoically move through life almost. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah.
That was the vibe I got from it. I mean, I could be wrong, but
Mhm.
yeah, especially with the one lady that was coming to the temple, that was basically kind of like possessed, I guess would be the word. When she was like,
Mhm.
I have all of these like spirits, I guess, inside me that are like talking like different men and women and stuff like
Right.
that. And like she said, am I mentally ill to the priest? And he was like, I
Mhm.
don't I don't think you are. So I guess he went outside of his religion and like helped her eliminate those spirits or those possessions from
Mhm.
her. And it happened a lot. Like I was just like, wow, she must just be really sensitive to spirits and stuff,
Yeah.
to
Or
have
she
like
is
multiples, or she's what?
mentally. She really. You know what I mean?
I
I
did think
mean,
that too. I did think that too. Like, could she have had like Munchausen's or something? You know what I mean?
she has like a schizophrenia.
That's true. I mean, it could have been, but he didn't feel like she did. That the priest that helped her. So I thought that was interesting. Just all kinds
I
of.
mean, but there, yeah, but well, isn't there like their like I said, their religion though is very much I don't know coexisting with spirits. Like they go to like the gravesite every year and have like I don't know. They're much more open to it, I think.
I don't know. I don't know how they do that. Because if they cremate their bodies, what do they do with the ashes? Like, do they have burials? I don't know the culture, like as far as that, you know.
I mean, I know they have like cemeteries, so maybe it's just they
I
bury
can't.
the ashes. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe they're like smaller areas or something. Not like a whole coffin size. Since they're not burying bodies. I have not. I don't. I've never had any like ghostly experiences in my
Mhm.
life. Thank goodness, because I don't know how I would be able to handle it because it seems scary. But I can remember growing up, my mom telling me that she was house sitting for somebody, and the person that she house sat for, she has always said that, oh, I think there's a ghost in my house, which is kind of weird because it's in a new development or something. Not at the time, it was a new development,
Mhm.
and she was house sitting, so she was gonna go like do whatever she had to do there. I don't know what it was, but she
Mhm.
said that she was like, because she knew that there was like supposed ghost there, that she would like enter the house and be like, I'm here, I'm just coming to check on, whatever, like she was vocalizing what she was doing there.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And she told me that when she was there, you know how, like, if you had the blinds back in the 80s, they were like the metal mini blinds.
Mhm.
And she was there and she saw the blinds to a window as if you ran your finger down it and it made the
Mhm.
V all the way down. She saw
Right.
it like crease and make that metal blind
Right.
sound. Like,
Uh-huh.
that's
Yeah.
what she said she saw, which, those metal blinds were loud,
Oh
when you would
yeah, they
touch
make a
them.
lot of noise. Yep.
So she said that's what she saw. And then she said that she saw, like when she went over there one time, the bread was like off of the counter on the floor. And
Mhm.
she wasn't pet sitting or anything. So it wasn't like
Right. There are no
pets.
animals there.
Yeah. So I thought that was strange. I thought that was strange too. But I was just like,
Mhm.
no, thank you.
Right. And see now, but she was like, if she didn't know that that supposedly the people there thought it was haunted, what would
Hmm.
she? have thought just, "Oh, what was that on the blinds?" You know what I mean? Like, she probably would have brushed it off. Same with the bread. How, "Oh, that fell. What was that down there?" You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, there's a
Mhm.
lot, like, the more I've done of this, and I'm not, like, any sensitive, and I'm pretty skeptical and everything, but the few things that I've experienced that are really weird that I can't
Mhm.
explain, but, like, they seem kind of surreal when you think about them afterward. And then you wonder if you've ever had anything else just somewhere else that you don't, do you know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
lots of other things that you just, because your mind doesn't want to, your mind wants to be more rational and just has an excuse, or it just doesn't think about it. Oh, the bread fell on
Mhm.
the floor. I'm going to pick it up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, you might
Yeah.
think that's weird, but I wonder how that got there, and you put it back. But, like, have there ever been those things that happened that you brushed off that maybe
Yeah.
were something like,
Mm.
and that's where the cultural thing, I think, with, like, Japan, they're, like, much more open to spirits. There's a lot of different cultures that are,
Mhm.
Western, I guess, culture, America and Europe, were a little less in tune to that. It's not
Yeah.
something, it's not embedded with the Western religions, I guess, either. Because I think the spirits and it's more Buddhism or Shinto. I think that's what they are in Japan. Um, we stand on ceremony, but ghosts are not like a part of, you know, the Christian faiths and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not. So we're less open to it. So when things do happen, we're much more likely to explain it away or just ignore it,
Yeah.
as opposed to maybe an Eastern culture that's more into that, or
Mhm.
Mexican culture, man. They're all about the ghosts. So
Yeah.
although they're Christian and Western, but they have a definite different perspective. So I
Right.
think it's cultural too. I think it's cultural. I don't know if this happened in somewhere in America, if you'd hear the same stories. You would hear stories, but you wouldn't hear about it, wouldn't be portrayed in the same light.
Yeah.
With these, it was less creepy and more like sad and just heart-wrenching, whereas
Mhm.
our culture, it'd be like creepy. Do you know what I mean? Like how we
Yeah.
deal and tell those stories.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it's always revolving around like Halloween and stuff like
Mhm.
that. Like
Yeah.
that's yeah. Yeah, because I think of like the Sally House stuff and they kind of like
Right.
it's all commercialized, the
Right.
the
Mhm.
ghost stuff in our
Right.
culture, it seems
Yeah.
like.
Mhm.
And I don't feel like that's how it would be in Japan. Like, "Oh, come
Mm.
check out the house with all the ghosts and pay
No. Yeah.
$15." Like, I don't see
Right.
that happen. Like, right?
Right.
It's all
Although I
commercial.
participate in that let me pay and go see.
It's true. Mo is the problem. Mo's the
Yeah,
problem.
exactly. But it is, it's just, yeah, you're right, it is. And when you see ghost videos, like somebody will go explore like an abandoned
Mhm.
house in Japan that's supposed to be haunted. Well, first of all, there's something weird in Japan about they always have a mask on, and this is even like not because of COVID. Something about showing their face on YouTube, and I don't know. There's
Oh, I
something
didn't know
weird.
that. Oh, okay.
Or maybe because they're in a place they're not supposed to be. I don't know what it is.
Oh, I
But
see.
like they will go explore for ghosts, but
Mhm.
their approach is also usually different.
Like a
It's
more
it's weird.
respectful kind of almost? Or
Not necessarily that, but just I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
mm, I've never seen any. Well, I have seen some videos of them going through like I think it's called like the gray area or the gray zone of the Fukushima, where
Mhm.
it's basically an abandoned
Yeah,
the
because the
city's been
radiation's still
abandoned.
too high, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can remember them, but this has been years ago, like since I've seen this documentary, or maybe it was a YouTube video, but like they would talk about like I remember they were in a house that still had like all the toys and stuff, and I remember they like panned into one room, although this could have been manufactured, like one of the toys started moving. It was like almost like a rocking horse. So
Mhm.
I don't know if they were implying like it was a ghost in there or like a little girl was still in there playing, you know what I mean?
Right. Mhm.
But It is YouTube. It could be manufactured too with a little
Yeah.
fishing line or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's got to be a ton of souls like left that are lost.
Mhm.
I I
Yeah.
remember one from the thing we watched on Unsolved Mysteries that there was a lady that they interviewed who's like more in tune to seeing ghosts and spirits and stuff, and she said that she was driving down the road and she saw, like, I don't remember if it was like 3 or 4 men, like young men, and she
Mhm.
knew that they were not alive. And she stopped and talked to them, and they were like, "We're lost," kind of thing. And she said that she had to explain to them that you're no longer with us. You need to,
Mhm.
like, you need to pass over, and
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
I can't imagine having that kind of intuition or visions that you can just
Me
see,
either.
kind of like
No.
Sixth Sense, like
Yeah.
like you just
Uh-uh.
see it. Oh,
No. Yeah.
I've already told people in my life, don't come haunt me when you pass.
I'm gonna come
Don't.
haunt you, Amy.
Don't. I mean, if you did know, I would kind of expect it because, you're into that kind of stuff. But I did. I was like, mm-mm, don't come, don't come to me. Um, no way. No way. Oh my gosh. So I want to know if anybody watching has seen a ghost, believes in ghosts, has been, and any ghostly experience. Is your house haunted? All of that stuff. Have you been to
Yeah.
haunted places? All of that. So let us know, guys. And with that, stay sassy. Bye.
Thanks so much for watching, and check out more of our videos right here. Stay sassy.